All right. First of all, I'd like to give all glory and honor to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and to His Son, Yahweh Shah. I'd like to say shalom to my brothers and sisters in the Hebrew nation. I'd like to say also hello to my brothers and sisters in Christianity, my brothers and sisters in Egyptology, my brothers and sisters in Moorish science, and my brothers and sisters in Islam. Okay, so we're going to get into this right fast. So the lesson we're going to do real quick lesson dealing with the mark of the beast. Because a lot of people are waiting on this chip to be implemented. So, they think that the prophecy will be fulfilled once they put the chip, not knowing that even though they're putting chips in animals and credit cards and things of that nature, that the mark of the beast is not a chip, and the mark of the beast has already been implemented. You know what I'm saying? But you know, under cover of that, you know, this system, they know the vibe that's out there. So they kind of use some of these false teaching or false doctrine that the masses are up under, and use that as a mean of keeping everybody deceived. So okay, so we're gonna get into this right fast. So remember, always read two verses above, two verses beneath, and also hopefully you can read the whole chapter to get some more understanding. So get your paper and your pens together, and let's get into it. So Revelations 13 and 15, and it reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their head, in the right hand, or on their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, okay, so we see the beast is a man. It's not that fairy tale guy, demon, whatever they had with the horns and a pitchfork and a tail. That's not biblical. You know what I'm saying? So you see how they use a lot of these fairy tales, a lot of these things to promote a false teaching, a false doctrine, to keep people deceived on what's really going on. So the mark in the image of the beast. So the beast is a man. It's a man. So we need to understand who is that man. What man, and we're gonna get into something. Let's deal with the beast part first. Let's deal with the beast part. Let's go there. Let's go to Ecclesiastics 3:18. Ecclesiastes 3:18. I say in my heart concerning the estate of the Son of Man, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that them themselves are beasts. So, so there you go. It's telling you that the beast that men are beasts in the eyes of the Most High. What makes them beasts? Because the beasts don't have laws. He didn't give the laws. He didn't give the laws to the beast. He gave the laws to man. So if you want to follow those laws, you separate yourself from beasts. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Dealing with these animals. You know what I'm saying? They have law dealing with the nature, but the Father didn't give them divine law to give them intelligence. To get them morals and things like that. That's why they say when somebody kills somebody, or he just did them like a savage beast, because he has no morals, he has no values in him. He lost those principles of manlyhood. You know what I'm saying? Of manhood or humanity. You know what I'm saying? He just like a wild animal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's talking about. So let's get into the mark. Let's get into Mark. You know. Okay, so we're gonna go to Ezekiel. I'm gonna go to Ezekiel, the ninth chapter, and we're gonna start off at verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the forehead of the men that cried for all the abomination that was done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said, In thy hearing, go ye after. Oh, my bad, Salakia. Let me, because I lost my. Yeah, go ye after through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maid and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at the sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, so he began at the ancient man when the father began to slaying, because the ancient men had the laws. Remember, the father gave laws to the man, so every generation, the elderly man, the older or the wise man should teach everybody. He should teach, his household and stuff like that. So in this is he's saying that the men that was in Jerusalem, the people that were in Jerusalem that were doing these abominable things, meaning they didn't have no law. Going back to what I said, there's a separation of man and beast by law. You know what I'm saying? The fall gave them divine understanding and laws. You know what I'm saying? So he says separate them between man and beast, and those that was breaking those laws or whatever, destroy them, and those that didn't, who had that mark, then you make sure you don't touch them. Those have been chosen. So that what the mark is. The mark is following God's laws, following His principles, following the things that He gave us in His book. So when we say that the laws are done away with, that means you have you have no order, because the whole judicial system was really built off the Bible. So if the law is done away with, we should be able to go out there and murder freely. We should be able to go out there and rape freely. We should be able to go out there and steal freely. So ask yourself a question. Who's done those things hmm, freely and have an answer for the judgment? Hmm. What man on the planet has done that? So the book is exposing who the beast is and his mark. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to receive um, any kind of salvation or protection, you have to be up under the Father's laws, because the Father's laws is His sign or His mark. So let's get into that right fast. Let's go to let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 30. I think it's 31. 31. Let's get it right fast. Exodus 31. Yes. Okay. And I'm gonna start off, and like I said again, I'm not gonna read all this. I'm just gonna read some, and I'm gonna jump around and whatever. But remember, if you have time, read the whole chapter so you can get some more understanding. So Exodus 31, and we're gonna start off at 13, and then I'm gonna jump down. Okay. So Exodus 31 and 13. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel. Verily, my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign, like a mark. X marks the spot. It's a sign. See here, he's saying the same thing in Revelation. He just used another word. That's why when you put it in together in Hebrew and you go back, you get the little understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like say one day we're gonna sit down and we're gonna go to the Hebrew and get a little bit more understanding. But for time's sake, we're just gonna deal with the English right now and make it make sense. Okay. He said, verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that sanctify you. So remember, we just read in Ezekiel that the old men that the father say start off at the old men, because the old men was supposed to teach every generation. So he's saying right here again in Exodus that this was a sign between me and you for throughout your generations. So only the elderly men should have that knowledge to pass down to everybody. So those that were not keeping those commandments or those laws, then that's the ones that the Father is going to destroy. So because if you're keeping His Sabbath, then you know that you are keeping God's sign, and His sign is the seventh day, not the first day of the week. The first day of the week, that the man or the mark of the beast, that's one of His things. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get into let's get a jump down to 15 and get a little bit more. Okay, 6 days ye may work, do work, Salaki. 6 days may work be done, but on the seventh day is a Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever does any work on the Sabbath, he shall surely be put to death. So that's what it's saying. So our people, we go to on Sabbath, we at the mall shopping. We you know what I'm saying, we out here at the amusement parks, or different things like that, ball games, you know, and we're doing the things of our own heart, and we're supporting the people who are out there working, you know what I'm saying, and doing things of like that. Because remember, if you go to Nehemiah, the children of Israel, uh, they perverted the Sabbath by purchasing and selling things on the Sabbath. And the Father said, no, this is a holy day, it's a set apart day. We'll get up on a day and night thing, and then on the Sabbath starting a whole nother lesson. But again, so you see right here that the Father is saying that this time is a mark between me and my people. So you can see who's his people by the day they keep. You can see who's his people. You know what I'm saying? So our people who are in Christianity who go to church on Sunday, the Father, like I said, the Father said he changed not. So what made man changed all itself, which is a whole nother lesson, because remember scripture in Daniel, it says he has thought to change times and laws. You know what I'm saying? So when you go back, the old covenant, and get some understanding, the Father never changed anything. Like even the Messiah said, I come not to destroy the law, but to fulfill. So you have to understand the old covenant to understand what is he saying when he talk about fulfilling. That'll be another lesson. Like I said, lesson after lesson that's gonna come out through this here. So, but in the process, just take this stuff down, and it's gonna make sense. So we're gonna get one more verse dealing with this here, and then we're gonna move on. All right. So the last verse is verse 17. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord had made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. So it's again, he said it's a sign, you know, it was a sign between him and the children of Israel. So if you have the Father's sign or his mark on you, you're keeping his Sabbaths holy. You know, that's part of the law. So if the laws are done away with, then that means, why would we be reading Revelation talking about the mark of the beast? Again, it's because you've been fooled. You've been waiting on a chip and don't realize that you have already received, accepted part of the mark of the beast. So with that being said, you know, I know there's a lot more that I could get into with this lesson, but again, like I said, these lessons just real short, quick, to give you a little understanding. So with that being said, like I say, peace, love, shalom.